The Age of Decolonization marks the period between the mid-20th century and the 1970s, during which many European colonies in Africa and Asia gained independence. This movement of independence was driven by nationalist movements and anti-colonial sentiments, as well as the economic and political changes that followed World War II. This script will explore the causes and consequences of the decolonization process, as well as some of its key players. The period of colonization in Africa and Asia began in the late 19th century when European countries began to establish their colonies across the world. They exploited the natural resources of these lands and imposed their culture, religion, and political systems on the colonized people. Many of the colonies were underdeveloped, impoverished, and politically marginalized. The process of decolonization began in the aftermath of World War II when the European powers were weakened and their empires began to crumble. One of the main catalysts for decolonization was the rise of nationalist movements in the colonies. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi in India and Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana led the charge for independence by advocating for their country's self-determination and freedom from colonial rule. They used peaceful protests, boycotts, and civil disobedience to put pressure on the colonizers to grant them independence. Many of these movements were inspired by the principles of democracy and equality, which were espoused by the Allied powers during World War II. The global political climate also played a significant role in the decolonization process. The rise of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers led to the spread of anti-colonial and socialist ideologies, which supported the idea of independence for the colonies. The United Nations also played a crucial role in the process by passing resolutions and supporting the right to self-determination for the colonized people. The decolonization process varied from country to country, and some achieved independence more easily than others. India, for example, gained independence from Britain in 1947 through a peaceful negotiation, while Algeria had to fight a bitter war against France for its independence, which lasted for 8 years. In general, the process was fraught with political instability, economic challenges, and social upheavals. The newly independent states had to grapple with building their institutions, creating their economies, and establishing their political systems. The impact of decolonization was significant, both for the colonized people and for the global order. It marked the end of European hegemony and paved the way for the emergence of new actors on the world stage. The new states brought diversity to the international community, and their voices could be heard in global affairs. However, the process also left many challenges in its wake, such as civil wars, ethnic conflicts, and economic struggles. Many of the states that gained independence suffered from corruption, poor governance, and weak institutions. In conclusion, the Age of Decolonization was a period of significant change and transformation, which marked the end of European colonialism in Africa and Asia. The rise of nationalist movements, the global political climate, and the weakening of European powers were among the factors that contributed to this process. Although it was a complex and challenging process, decolonization led to the emergence of new states and actors on the world stage, which had a profound impact on the global order. The legacy of this period continues to shape the world we live in today.